Good. What's time is it? It's 9 o'clock. Good evening, everyone. This is Chris around the ATL coming to you live June 1st. It's the first day of June, halfway through 2026. So tonight on Around the ATL, we're going to be doing Game 2 review of the Atlanta Hawks versus Knicks playoff series. Now, if you've watched the Game 1 review, okay, it's very important that you watch Game 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, okay? I want y'all to take a look at these games because it's important. One, because I don't think a lot of y'all watched the games in the first place, okay? So that's kind of a big deal. But then second, talking about the future, okay? So if you got a chance to watch my reviews as the games were going on, basically not right after the game, but you know that I started saying something really right after Game 2. Was this sustainable? The play on the court, what you saw happening, shot for shot, was it something that could be sustained for a long period of time? We know what the answer is because of the results, but watching the actual game film, it shows you a lot. So that's what we're going to be doing. Game 2 review, Hawks versus Knicks 2026 playoffs. And right after this episode, I'll be uploading my most recent rant of the day. So be checking that out as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started because it's been a long day and I don't want to pass out. So that being said, this was Game 2. And it was very important for the Hawks to even have a chance to beat the Knicks. They had to win Game 2, right? And because you can't afford to go down, like I said in the show prep or the show post, you can't go down 0-2 against a good team like the New York Knicks, right? And to do that, they had to play much better than they did Game 1, which they lost by 11 points, right? They couldn't shoot 63% from the free throw line. They couldn't give up 56 points in the second half. They couldn't let the Knicks shoot 50% from the floor again, right? All those things actually happened in Game 1. The Hawks won this game by 1 point, 107 to 106, right? And again, I'm going to say this, my co-host has a different opinion. I feel this was the Hawks' best effort in this series in the second half because they did outscore the Knicks in the fourth quarter. However, when you look at the game film, maybe my co-host is right. In the third game, they actually played better and they just blew it, basically, and still ended up winning. But again, was that play sustainable? And I've talked about that for a long time, and you're going to see it again here. So let's get into it. First half of this game, the Hawks scored 54 points in the first half. The Knicks scored 61. But in the second half, the Hawks scored 53 points. The Knicks scored 45. So that was an improvement from the last game, as I just mentioned, right? Now, in the first quarter, the Hawks scored 23 points and the Knicks scored 32. Second quarter, the Hawks scored 31, the Knicks scored 29. In the third quarter, the Hawks scored 25 and the Knicks scored 30. But in that fourth quarter, the Hawks scored 28 while the Knicks scored 15. Again, that is an improvement. The Knicks, though, had 54 points in the paint. That's 10 more than the previous game. Right there, that's a bad sign right there, but the Hawks won by 1. The Knicks had 24 second chance points in this game. That's 11 more than Game 1. That's a problem. I should have got some water. I might have to go to commercial break in this one, y'all. They had 13 fast break points, and that wasn't that bad. That was 9 less than the previous game, which, again, they lost by 11 points. The Knicks shot 32% from 3. That's much better than what they did that first game. And they shot 44% from the floor overall. Again, that was better than Game 1. The Knicks had 47 total rebounds. That's 2 more than the previous game. They only shot 63% from the free throw line. That definitely made a difference in this game, okay? So some of the top Knicks in this game, OG, 14 points, 8 boards. He was 4 of 9 from the floor. He was 2 of 4 from 3. Hart, 15 points, 13 rebounds. Back to back, he has double-digit rebounds. I again ask, how is that possible? And is that sustainable? Okay. He had 14 boards in game one. He also had 6 assists in this game and a steal. Cat, 18 and 8, 2 blocks. He did not have a free throw in this particular game. That made a big difference. He went 10 for 10 in game one. Bridges had 10 points, and then you have Brunson had 29 points. He only shot 38% in this game, though. It was 4 of 10 from 3. That's 40%. He had 7 assists. Now, in the fourth quarter, Brunson had 10 points in the fourth. He was 3 of 8 from the floor. OG was the only one who was a starter that scored in the fourth quarter. He had 3 points. That's one of the reasons they ended up not able to win this game, because of that right there. Okay. The Knicks were 3 of 11 from 3 in the fourth quarter. Another big deal if you go and see what they did the first game. Now, the Hawks, they had 42 points in the paint. They only had 7 second chance points. They had 13 fast break points. The Hawks shot 30% from 3. That was much worse than game one. They did shoot 49% from the floor, so that was better. Hawks had 36 rebounds, so we did get out-rebounded again. Hawks shot 78% from the free throw line, which is better than game one. Some of the top Hawks, of course, he had CJ at 32 points. He was 6 of 12. No, he had 32 points and 6 assists, and he was 12 of 22 from the floor. 54% shooting. That was one of the things I said, was that sustainable? Are we to believe that CJ is actually the best player on our team, and he's going to have to carry us through the playoffs? Doing this every night, was that sustainable? I asked that question after game two. He was 3 of 10 from 3 for 30%. Kuminga had 19 points, 7 of 12 shooting, 58%. I also asked, so it looks like Kuminga is the bench, because we're not going to get anything else from the rest of the guys that we got. So Kuminga, we have to rely on him to get 19 points plus a game, every game, for us to have a chance to win. And he did it 2 times. He did it 2 times. Jalen Johnson had 17 points, 6 of 12 shooting. That's 50%. He didn't hit a 3. He did have 8 rebounds, but he only had 3 assists. And one of the things I said, that can't be sustainable. If we can't get 8 or more assists a game out of Jalen Johnson as an all-star, as well as getting 24, 25 points out of our all-star, all-NBA player, that's not sustainable. If we don't get the best out of Jalen Johnson, who's our best player, we can't beat the Knicks like that. I said that after game 2. Okongwu was solid, 15 points, 6 of 9 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3. In the fourth quarter, Kuminga had 7, CJ had 6, JJ had 6. Hawks were 1 of 3 from 3 in the fourth. I believe that's one of the reasons they were able to win by 1, because if they had shot themselves out of the game in the fourth by 3s, we probably would have gotten blown out again. Now remember, the Hawks won this game by 1 point. NAW was 3 of 12 for 9 points in this game. Dyson had 6 points in this game. 2 starters didn't score double figures. The bench had 7 points total outside of Kuminga's 19. We won this game by 1 point. Do any of you right now, just from what I just said, believe that that was going to be sustainable? Okay? Because that's what happened, right? So, wanted to do that quick breakdown. Let me get kind of comfortable here. I should have got me some water, but I'm going to go ahead and try to get this going. All right. So, if you've never seen a game review on Around the ATL, I do shot for shot. How the other team scored on us? Because you need to see. You need to know. All right. So, let's get that prepped up. And again, well, before I do that, for those who tune in later, this is the Game 2 review, Hawks-Knicks 2026 playoff series, okay? So let's go to the very beginning, the first quarter, first shot. This is on an inbounds play. Bridges comes out, okay? Cat sets a pick on CJ. Instead of CJ switching, okay, to Cat, since Dyson picked up Bridges, CJ now is also on Bridges. That means Cat's wide open. Dyson comes to run at Cat. Cat pump fakes and drives to the bucket for a layup. Now, Okongwu does come over to be the help defender in this case. Contested shot, Cat scores anyway. I'm going to give this to CJ because he should have just switched in the first place. This is the first shot the Knicks hit.
Coming into the season for New York, so many expectations of what this team could do after getting to the conference finals last year. Towns on the attack. Towns hangs and hits.
Layup. Second shot. Cat has the ball again, this time at the top of the key again. Dyson has him. He passes to Hart. Now, Hart comes around a Cat pick, okay? Dyson switches to Hart. And then Hart drives all the way to the bucket for a dunk. Now on this, JJ is the help defender. I'm gonna let you watch and see what happens.
I just thought it was Jaleel White. I thought they were doing a Family Matters rerun. Oh, Josh Hart! Ain't no love in the heart of the city.
Now, there's going to be some who will give me an excuse. Oh, JJ couldn't come over. He couldn't have blocked the shot. He couldn't have stopped Hart. Or you can give me all the excuses that you want to, but Jalen Johnson didn't even try. He didn't even move. He's our most athletic. He's our strongest guy on the team. Or do you not believe that? Third shot. Cat is almost hit the button too soon. Cat is in the high post, something that I've been talking for years that we could use Okongwu for. We could have been using Clint for high post stuff. We could use Jalen Johnson for a high post. Since Hart won't let him go where he wants to, just put him in the post. High post, low post, but we won't do it. Hart sets a back pick on NAW. Okongwu has Hart. Now, Okongwu could have warned NAW by talking so he could fight through the screen, fight through the pick. You don't have to accept the pick. That way he could stay with Brunson. Or Okongwu could have just immediately gone to Brunson, who has ended up being wide open after the back pick. Instead, Okongwu falls to the paint, and prior to Hart getting to the ball, once Hart gets the ball, he pump fakes. Okongwu almost falls over, and Hart drives to the basket, hits a turnaround fadeaway jumper.
Yes, he makes such sound decisions. It's usually the right decision, so the more he touches the ball, the better.
Hart right back to work. Over the top of Okongwu, and he's feeling it.
That's just the third shot of the game, guys. Now, remember, the Hawks won this game by 1 point. So Cat again has the ball at the top of the key. Okay. Not sure why Okongwu isn't on him. He's on Brunson. On yet another pump fake, he gets NAW in the air. Okay. He drives to the basket. Dyson leaves his man to go help. Hart slides to the three-point line. Cat passes to Hart. Now, CJ was on Bridges. JJ could have come out to contest Hart, then everyone has to rotate. Instead, for some reason, Hart passes up a wide open three, passes it to Bridges. Now, CJ, who is trying to basically now guard two players since nobody came up to go back to Bridges, JJ finally comes out to guard Hart. Bridges ends up shooting the three on CJ, though. I'm giving it to CJ because, again, he shouldn't have his back to Bridges. He gave him too much room. Not sure what's going on here, but I'm going to let y'all watch it for yourselves.
Second chance for Towns on the pump. Drive. Oh, hooks it outside. Good ball movement for Bridges. And it's triple.
You see the no man's land that is created when people aren't where they're supposed to be? Fifth shot. Hart has the ball at the top of the key. JJ is on him. Brunson sets a pick on JJ. Brunson falls down. Hart splits NAW and Dyson, goes all the way to the bucket for a layup. Dyson is tied up with Cat. Okongwu is actually the help defender, but he doesn't come over. If they communicated on defense, NAW and JJ could have just switched And then NAW picks up Hart. I'm going to give this to NAW because he didn't switch.
On that Atlanta staff that includes a former head coach, Igor Kokoskov, and a former player, Nepe Udo. This is just a drill on the other side. Josh Hart with his third bucket.
And remember, we won this game by 1 point, folks. 6 shot. Now, this is off of a turnover. This is a fast break. What have I said about fast breaks? We don't stop the ball. We don't ever get assigned to anybody. We just get back for the sake of getting back. We just backpedaling. I'm going to just get back because it's my job to get across the half-court line, but I ain't going to really do anything. Nobody gets on the man. Nobody stops the ball. CJ had Brunson off the turnover. Instead of CJ going to Brunson, he just backpedals to say he got back, and he doesn't even look at Brunson, who hits a wide-open 3. Hawks won this game by 1 point.
Don't try to reinvent the wheel at this moment.
Johnson had it deflected into the hands of Hart, and another turnover. Brunson set the feet, 3-ball, money.
Y'all sure y'all cool with that? What you just saw? 7 shot. Cat backs down Muhammad Gay and scores. This is a pretty easy one right here.
They're going to go to Towns against Gay here. 6 to shoot. Let him cook. Towns on the back down. Bully ball for 2.
8 shot. So JJ has Mitchell. Kuminga has Cat. Gabe has Bridges. Dyson has Brunson. Kongu has Hart. So Brunson has the ball. And for some reason, there are 3 players paying attention to Brunson. And only Brunson. JJ is looking at him. Then Mitchell releases. Okay. Too late, Okongwu realizes people are open. Nobody says anything again. Gabe is forced now to go to Mitchell. And even though he wasn't nowhere near Bridges in the first place, okay, Brunson passes to Bridges. Bridges now hits the 3. Now I'm going to give this to JJ because he stood basically the whole possession, causing another gap in the defense. This is the 8th shot, first quarter.
Physical presence defensively that is different than the rest of the guys on this team. This is where he can really help out, and this guy in the corners is lethal.
Can't keep doing this, guys. We won this game by 1 point. JJ has Brunson on this 9th shot of the first quarter. He plays good defense and makes Brunson shoot over him. Mitchell gets position, though, because Okongwu is not blocking him out, and he gets the tip layup. And I want y'all to look. Y'all believe this is blocking out? Watch this.
Series of moves. Brunson couldn't find any space. Perfect defense, and they forced the miss. It's tipped in. There's your offensive rebounding king, Mitchell Robinson.
And I'm going to mention this later. Hopefully I'll remember. But do you see Okongwu being disheveled? That's his fault. You can't block out somebody if you're on someone's back. That's not blocking out. You have no chance in the world, especially for someone bigger than you, to block out someone and think you're going to get the rebound when you're on the opposite side. He had a chance to block out Mitchell. He could have got in the inside and blocked him out and just moved him out the way. Even though he's a little bit taller, you still got to block out. He has to come over the top now. But that's not what the Hawks bigs do. We do the exact opposite of what everybody else in the league does when it comes to blocking out. But anyway, I took too long on that particular shot. 10th shot, first quarter. What time is it? Okay. Another fast break. People are not talking again. NAW was on the other end of the court because he had fell down. So it's 5-on-4. OG was open, and if he had cut to the basket, he would have gotten the layup. Mitchell is coming up the floor. Bradley is supposed to have him. Gabe is supposed to have McBride, but nobody is talking. So Bradley, he starts going towards OG. Dyson runs into Mitchell, who wasn't even setting the screen. Brunson passes to Deuce, McBride. Dyson doesn't stay with Mitchell. Bradley now has gone to OG, as I mentioned. McBride throws him a lob. Because Kuminga, hey, he just stood there, just let it happen. I'm giving this particular bucket to the whole team because all they had to do is communicate. Gabe could have went to OG, Bradley to McBride. Kuminga could have switched. NAW could have gotten back and rotated. But it was 5-on-4. 5-4, 5-4. 10th shot, first quarter.
Deuce McBride on the floor with Brunson, Bridges, and Anunoby and Robinson. Extra. And Anunoby lob. Robinson slam.
That's embarrassing, people. Or you just don't care. It don't matter. Nah, I don't need to play defense. We just shoot some threes. We'll win. Right? 11th shot. Dyson has Brunson. Bradley has OG for some reason. Nobody is talking. Off a pick, Bradley now has Brunson. Dyson decides to leave OG to see if he can double Brunson. Brunson passes to OG, and OG drives all the way to the basket for a dunk on Bradley. Now, CJ looked like he was going to rotate and as help defense, but he ended up leaving the paint. I'm actually going to give this to Dyson, though, because if he just stays on his man, the matchups are even, and you got to make him do something different than what you actually end up seeing.
So they already lost Mo Gay earlier in this first quarter. Now the potential most improved player in the NBA lost for the time being. And Anunoby!
But also, how come Bradley just didn't block that? But whatever, right? Oh, man. 11th shot. So okay, yeah. 12th shot, actually. 12th shot. So Brunson has the ball at the top of the key. Mitchell comes to set a pick on Dyson, but Brunson actually goes the opposite direction. So Dyson is still with him. Then Mitchell sets another pick, and this time Brunson takes it, right? Dyson stays with him, but of course, Bradley leaves Mitchell. And of course, you know what's going to happen.
Had that jetpack on that champ. 8-point ball game. Another lob and another slam. It's Robinson time in New York.
See, we have bad coaching because coaching would say, hey, get back to your man. You have help defense. If the man has to follow the other player, let him do that. But you don't leave Mitchell open. And what did Steve Holman say on 92.9 The Game? Every time Bradley got in the game, every time Bradley's in the game, he throw alley-oop. That's exactly what Steve Holman said. And it was true. Because every time. Anyway, 13th shot. This is the last shot of the first quarter, by the way. Hart gives Brunson the ball. He drives all the way to the basket for a layup. Here we go.
At 6'4".
Yes.
Hit 14 in game one. Brunson drives. Brunson finishes.
That was all the way to the basket. Let's go to the second quarter now. First shot. Remember, the Hawks won this game by 1 point. What did I just say about Bradley? Every time you put him in the game, they throw an alley-oop. So Clarkson has the ball. He drives on NAW. Mitchell sets a pick. NAW goes under Bradley. And then goes to Clarkson. Mitchell dives to the bucket again, and Clarkson just gives him the ball. Now, Mitchell did fumble it, but he eventually laid it in. First shot, second quarter.
Second in steals allowed as Robinson cleans up his own mess.
You see, a lot of these are preventable points. They're preventable. All of them. Second shot. Nobody gets back on defense with a purpose. Nobody gets on anybody. Nobody talks. Nobody stops the ball. Another fast break. Hart on the fast break drives on Kispert. Bradley gets a block, but nobody blocks out. Mitchell, who puts it back in. I'm giving it to Bradley because after getting the block, he just watched him lay it up after that instead of trying to block again or fouling him or something. He was there. He's the big man. Do your job.
And Hart collects his 7th rebound of this first half. He'll attack on Kispert. Fend off, no. Rebound on Robinson.
Did you think Mitchell was going to not hit the layup or something? Third shot, second quarter. McBride shoots a three. Nobody blocks out. Clarkson gets the board and drives to the basket on Gabe. Nobody blocks out, though.
They've got a combined 5. 5 minutes gone here in the second. It's McBride. Long rebound, and it's tracked down by Clarkson. Into the paint. Clarkson banks it home.
Embarrassing. Fourth shot. Brunson drives to the basket on Kuminga. Now, Jalen will be the help defender. He moves to contest as the help defender, then he stops. Then he doesn't block out, and Clarkson gets the putback. Watch this now.
See, that's the ovation you thought I was going to get. But
I did. I expected you to get that ovation. Brunson couldn't get the angle, but Clarkson does.
Are y'all cool with this effort? I'm pointing this out because, like I said, was this going to be sustainable throughout this series? Because, again, this isn't something that was not, let me put it a different way. This was happening the entire season, but it was masked at the end of the season because, again, after December 27th, it took the Hawks till March 1st to get back to 500. The reason being what you're watching right now. Not blocking out, not getting back on defense, not stopping the ball on fast breaks, not rotating, not calling out switches, not fighting through picks. All these things, giving up 120 points in the game, 70 points in the paint, 50% from 3. All those things were happening from December 27th to March. And then they were masked as we played a whole bunch of teams that were 40-loss teams, or they were missing their main guys, like Portland not having Denny there, right, for instance, and other teams. And we beat all those bad teams, right? But it didn't go away. And I said, we should be able to beat the Knicks because we're the hottest team in the second half, right? 11-game win streak. We won the division, 6th seed. Got to beat the Knicks. We could have beat the Knicks. We should have beat the Knicks. We win game 1. Heck, we could almost swept the Knicks. That didn't. We were leading in the series, right? So why didn't we, though? And that's the reason for this review, because you need to see why. But some people are saying different things. I'm showing you what actually happened in the game. Where did I leave off at? Sixth shot, another fast break. Hart has the ball. Again, nobody stops the ball. Nobody is on Brunson. Hart passes to Brunson. CJ contests late. Brunson hits a 3. Now, where exactly is CJ going? Okay, because NAW had Bridges. Nobody from the Knicks were across half court yet. So why was CJ going to the middle of the court rather than going to Brunson? This is, I believe, the 6th shot in the second quarter. Let me make sure I got this right. Yeah, 6th shot, second quarter. Here we go.
Who gets downhill but couldn't finish it, was looking for a foul call. Quinn Snyder wasn't happy with the shot selection, and that's why Jalen Brunson.
CJ was back, but he wasn't back. He was just back to be back. Get to your man. Anyway, 7th shot. Remember, this is a game we won by 1 point. I moved all these up by mistake. There we go. 7th shot, second quarter. Brunson has the ball now. Bridges sets a pick to get NAW off of him. Brunson passes to OG in the corner, and he hits a 3.
7 to shoot, off the Bridges screen. Anunoby will fire, and hit over the top of Johnson.
8th shot. Brunson has the ball. He drives all the way to the basket.
Two-for-one opportunity here for New York. Brunson going to work again. This time he will finish.
Why is the 6'2" guy scoring? I don't understand it. 9th shot, second quarter. This is actually the last shot of the first half that the Knicks hit. CJ is on Bridges. Bridges sets a pick on Muhammad Gay. CJ now has Cat. Now Bridges pops out. Brunson passes to him. Bridges gets the ball, pump fakes. Muhammad Gay jumps, and then Bridges hits the shot. Oops.
2.5 seconds here in this second quarter. Brunson looking. Brunson in for Bridges. Pump, fire, puts it down at the horn.
Bridges only had 10 points in this game. Remember that, right? So that was the first half. So at halftime, 61-54, Knicks had the lead, right? So let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter. Make sure I get all this right. There it is. All right. So the third quarter, first shot. Hart has the ball. Cat walks through. There is no pick. But CJ goes under him anyway. You know what Hart's about to do? It's foolery.
And Anunoby on the curl, nearly lost it. It'll be Hart on the outside, who had an efficient 10 points and 7 rebounds in the first half, and picks up where he left off with a 3.
You know, in business, what CJ just did there, I'll use call center. That's call avoidance right there. You weren't trying to talk to that person. You basically hung up on the person. You left your desk. CJ, there's no reason in the world. Let me play that again. I need y'all to look at that again. That's the first shot, right?
And Anunoby on the curl, nearly lost it. It'll be Hart on the outside, who had an efficient 10 points and 7 rebounds in the first half, and picks up where he left off with a 3.
CJ literally created a pick for himself because there was no pick. We won this game by 1 point. Second shot. I want y'all to listen to me close now. Off of a missed shot, Cat gets the rebound. Now, mind you, Cat has Dyson, Brunson has CJ, Hart had JJ, OG was on Okongwu. So CJ sets a back pick on Hart, gets open to take the 3. He misses the shot. So Cat gets the rebound. And the Hawks go backwards, just sliding back. I don't know who I'm on. I'm just getting back so I can say that I was back, looked like I was playing defense, right? So Dyson, okay, has Cat. The Cat passes up ahead to Hart. So Dyson goes to Hart. Nobody talks. This means nobody is on Cat. So Cat's just, I'm sliding up the court. I'm coming up. Here I come. He crosses half court and steps into a 3. You know, the Cat can hit some 3s, don't you? Lord have mercy. This is the second shot of the third quarter, by the way.
New York has been an elite fourth quarter team. Can they extend the lead here in the third quarter? Deep one. Towns sticks it.
Like it don't even matter, right? Third shot. Hart takes the ball at three-point line and drives on CJ. Gets a fadeaway.
New York led by 11 in the first quarter. Atlanta took a 1-point lead in that second quarter, but the flurry to end the second quarter and now to start this third quarter helped to bridge that gap a little bit further.
Fourth shot. Off of a missed shot by Hart, Cat gets the offensive rebound and he scores. Want to know why? Because he wasn't blocked out.
And McCollum thought it was going to be an and one. He got some contact.
Hart using the body, but he couldn't finish it. Towns collects and scores.
We won't even try to block out. It's just like Cat just coming down. I'm gonna get this off her. You can see him speeding up. He can see that nobody's paying attention to him. Nobody was going to get in front. Nobody was going to attach them. Nobody. What Keith Sweat say? Nobody. Didn't even matter to nobody. We won this game by 1 point. Fifth shot, second quarter. OG drives on JJ for a dunk. This is pretty easy right here.
Very aggressive.
In theory, that favors Atlanta, who is 5th in pace in the NBA through the regular season. Knicks were 25th in that category. And Anunoby stops and slams.
Sixth shot, another fast break. Nobody knows who to guard. Nobody talks. So Hart passes to Brunson. Brunson drives so that he misses the shot. Cat gets the rebound and puts it back in. The reason Cat is free because nobody picked him up. Not JJ, not Dyson, nobody. Everyone was looking at Brunson again. Bridges was wide open because CJ left him open. OG was open. Folks just standing around. I'm giving this one to the whole team. Watch this as it unfolds.
Hart off and running. Brunson relocates. On the drive. The hesitation for two. No, he missed it. And Towns again on the cleanup duty. Timeout, Quinn Snyder.
Seven shot. OG drives by JJ, but he misses it. We get another offensive rebound by Cat because he wasn't blocked out. Again. Anyway, here's that shot. 7-shot, third quarter.
It's Bridges on the attack. Spray it out. Anunoby with three. And Anunoby to the rim, no. Tip in, yes. Karl Anthony Towns has been a man possessed on the offensive glass.
Did you notice the score right there said, what, 80-66? Remember, we won this game by 1 point. That's in the third quarter. Okay? Is this sustainable? 8th shot. Brunson hits a fadeaway shot.
Alexander Walker stepping up on Brunson again. Screen comes from Robinson. Bradley has to step up in his coverage. 8 to shoot. Brunson, step away. That's absurd.
The only reason that wasn't another alley-oop to Mitchell, because that time Bradley actually got back to his man in time. Lord. 9th shot. Oh, wait, that was, no, this is Brunson again hitting another shot. My bad.
Incredible upset in the first round and has made his way to an elite scorer in the NBA. Same with Jalen Brunson, who's got every trick in the bag.
Can't stop the 6'2" guy. 10th shot off of a bounce pass from Alvarado. Cat scores. I want y'all to look at this very carefully. I'm not going to say anything more. 10th shot.
26 for CJ McCollum. Bounce Alvarado to Towns, and he gets to the rim.
I don't believe any of this is acceptable, but apparently I've been told I have to accept it, though. 11th shot, third quarter. Another fast break where nobody knows who they're guarding. Nobody can talk, say, hey, my man beat me. Go pick up mine. I'll get yours. Nobody does that. Bradley actually has Cat. So instead of staying with Cat, he's chasing Alvarado for no reason. So Cat steps into another three because Bradley doesn't think Cat can hit a three, guys. We won this game by 1 point.
Alvarado trying to push the pace. No numbers will slow it down. Towns the trailer. Long ball. Bullseye!
12th shot, third quarter. Mitchell sets a pick on Kuminga. OG curls, gets a pass, drives. Bradley, even though he has help by CJ, goes to OG. Mitchell goes to the bucket. He loses it, but it goes to Mitchell. OG had kind of passed it, but he was losing it. But it gets to Mitchell, who dunks it in because Bradley doesn't want to, whatever. This is the last shot of the third quarter, by the way.
Anunoby on the curl. Lost it. Oh, it ends up with Robinson.
At this point, it's 91-79 going into the fourth quarter. Okay, in the game, the Hawks won by 1 point. Okay, so watch these shots in the fourth quarter. And again, I asked, did you really think that this was sustainable? It's an honest question that you have to answer for yourself by just watching how the Knicks scored against us game after game after game. Okay. First shot, stay with your man. NAW leaves Clarkson. So off the miss, there's a pass out to the top. Pass goes right back to a wide open Clarkson. Why? You'll see for yourself. First shot, fourth quarter.
Picked up by Kuminga. Gonna back him down. Step away. Step through. Too strong. Rebound Robinson. Back out Alvarado. Bridges inside. Clarkson all alone.
Running around is not defense. I believe Garrison Matthews was the best at looking like he was playing defense, but he was just running around, arms in the air, flailing around. He was never playing no defense, and neither is Kispert or anybody else on this team. When it needs to be the most, this is the playoffs, and we still don't know what to do. We don't know the basics of defense on basketball terms. Locking out, switching, rotating, fighting through a pick, calling out the pick, getting back on defense, stopping the ball on fast break. We don't know how to do any of these things. We don't know how to play the pick and roll. How many times have we been beaten on the pick and roll just in this game alone? How many points? We won this game by 1 point. Anybody mad yet at all? Because this was a winnable series. We could have beat the Knicks. Oh, well, we couldn't have. You can't have it. What I say the other day? You can't have it both ways. Either the 2 1-point wins show that you can win, or they were flukes. The Knicks woke up. That's how I saw one article. The Knicks, after game 3, woke up. Can't let this happen no more. These jive turkeys, that wasn't sustainable. All we had to do is actually play some defense and we can beat the Knicks. Scoring has never been an issue. It's been defense. And it's defense throughout the roster. One player doesn't give up 120 points. And the person that y'all thought was giving up all the points was never giving up all the points. If you look at 3 years of Around the ATL game reviews, you know that because I showed it to you. I proved it to you. But this is the playoffs now. There should be no excuses. We should have beat the Knicks. We should have beat them, straight up beat them. We were up in the series. Anyway, what shot was that? Oh, that was the first shot. So this is the second shot. So again, nobody wants to play defense. Nobody stays with their man. There are 3 Hawks in the paint. Kuminga, Gabe, and Okongwu. Who is Gabe guarding? Why is Okongwu on Alvarado? Who is Kuminga guarding? Kuminga, I guess, is supposed to have OG. So when Alvarado drives, OG is what? Wide open, maybe? Second shot, fourth quarter.
Alvarado tried to turn the corner. Robinson had position inside momentarily. Alvarado bounce, and Anunoby, kaboom!
Like, for real, what are we doing? Does it matter? Third shot, Dyson has Brunson now. Cat sets a screen. Brunson drives after Dyson is brushed off a little bit. Dyson doesn't switch to Cat. Okongwu, for some reason, hesitates. He doesn't get in front of Brunson. He hesitates. And Brunson drives all the way to the bucket and scores. Kuminga could have challenged the shot as well. But nope, 6'2" guy, just let him do whatever he wants to do on the court. He can't make no difference on the court because he's 6'2", right? Right?
He still had 2 seconds to get that shot off. He's comfortable in those situations.
Brunson off the screen, gets downhill, floats it up and in.
Fourth shot, fourth quarter. Now, this is one time communication was attempted in this game. One time. Oh, wait, one time, okay? Brunson is bringing the ball up. I'm tired. NAW is on him. Okongwu is on Hart. Now, Hart sets a pick. So now Okongwu is on Brunson. Okongwu immediately tells NAW to get back to Brunson. Get back so I can get back on Hart. In this particular moment in time, the Hawks are up by 3 points. This is the best offensive player on the Knicks, and Okongwu is having to guard him. NAW needed to switch back. What have I always said when I play Sunday night basketball, right? There's going to be times where someone can get the switch or a pick or whatever, and it is unavoidable or whatever. But if that other team doesn't immediately attack that supposed weakness, you got time to switch back or double team. And in this case, neither of those things actually happened in real life. So what happened? Off the pick, NAW actually doesn't look like he wants to stay with Hart, by the way. I will say that. Maybe he's trying to double Brunson, but again, it's the indecisiveness. In a game, they're up by 3 against the best offensive player on the other team, who was clutch player of the year a year ago, right? The 6'2" guy. But he isn't trying to double Brunson. JJ is standing in the paint rather than being on OG. So if Brunson had wanted to pass it to Hart, Hart could have did a baseball pass over to OG for a wide open 3, but this is Brunson. Why would he do that? Right? Instead, Okongwu runs to Hart. NAW comes to Brunson, but it's too late. Brunson pulls up for the game-tying 3. Oops.
And right now, he's playing chess. He went right 2 baskets ago, goes left that way. He's just getting everything he wants.
Brunson to tie the game, and he does!
Did you see the dejection from Okongwu? It's like, man, again. 5th shot. And this was the last shot, actually, that the Knicks hit offensively in this game. Off of inbounds, NAW has Brunson. Brunson runs towards Cat. Cat's going to set a pick, okay? Kuminga, who's on Cat, switching, but he does not. And NAW falls to the ground. Guess what? Brunson hits a wide open 3. I'm giving this one to Kuminga because everybody knew who was getting the ball. Remember, we won this game by 1 point. Oh, you know what? I don't have this shot, I think. I don't have this particular shot. I don't know why. So that was the last shot by the Knicks. We ended up winning the game, obviously. So the Hawks were down 14 points, but they ended up winning. Okay. We lost game 1 by 11. But in this game, we were down by as many as 19. I showed you that as I was going through the shots, right? So again, was this sustainable for what you just saw defensively in the second game now? Because really, again, I showed y'all game 1. Did you watch game 1 review yet? Go watch the game 1 review. I urge you to do that. But just from what you saw here, was it sustainable to continue to play like that and expect to beat a good team like the Knicks, who are in the finals? We didn't know the Knicks were going to be in the finals. We could have beat the Knicks. Knicks should not be in the finals. The Hawks should at least have gotten to the Eastern Conference Finals, right? All NBA, All-Star, Most Improved, second team All Defense, all on the same team. We should have made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Another thing that I said was not sustainable was our best player only taking 12 shots. Yeah, he went 50% from the floor. And that's better than the 8 of 19 that he did in game 1. Didn't hit any threes. I don't really need JJ hitting threes necessarily. He had 8 rebounds, but he should have had more rebounds. He's our best player. He had 7 in game 1. That's not enough when he was averaging 10 plus through most of the year. In this game, he had 3 turnovers. He only had 1 turnover in game 1. But my thing has been only having the 3 assists after having 8 during the regular season. That wasn't sustainable. He's our best player. He has to make everybody else better around him, especially because NAW went 3 of 12 in the game, right? Dyson only gave you 6 points, 4 points, whatever it was. And Kuminga was the whole entire bench. If it wasn't for Kuminga's 19 points off the bench, the Hawks are blown out in this game. We were down by 19. We could have been down by even more if it wasn't for Kuminga. So who gave up all the points in this game? Let's go through it. Oh, actually, before I do that, because I almost forgot, I needed y'all to see some stuff here because this is what upset me in game 2. A game we won by 1 point. Okay.
Game, so that experience still coming with each possession. Same for guys like Dyson Daniels. That's a 4 still from Johnson. He comes up short. Johnson with 6 to shoot. Has to make something happen. The cutter is Daniels. The kick out. McCollum extra. Johnson has to get rid of it. Got it off in time, but he missed it short. Done already defensively. Now he's aggressive offensively. Johnson looking to retort. Going right at Brunson with a size advantage over 3 defenders, and Towns clear.
We needed all-star Jalen Johnson in this series, and we did not get him. That's all I'm going to say. So who gave up the most points in this game? Again, we won by 1, but is it sustainable? Okay. CJ gave up 16 points in this game. He actually led the team in points given up. JJ gave up 14 points in this game. He was second. NAW gave up 13 points in this game. Remember, this was a low-scoring game, so that's why, these aren't. This is, on the technical side, this would not be bad except for what the final score ended up being, right? But who's giving up the points? CJ, 16 points. He gave up 4 threes in this game. We won by 1. JJ gave up 2 threes. Okongwu gave up 8 points. Muhammad Gay gave up 4 points. Dyson gave up 9 points. Bradley gave up 11 points off the bench. He barely played. He gave up 11 points. Is that acceptable to anybody? Gabe gave up 2. DJ gave up 2. Who's DJ? Somebody's named DJ. I can't remember now. I'm sorry when I wrote this. Kuminga gave up 6 points. He gave up 2 threes himself. Remember, I gave the team 4 points, the team, and the Knicks hit 17 free throws, and that's your final score. Another thing that I said couldn't be sustainable is us having 2 starters not get double figures in the game. And that happened multiple times in this series. It almost happened 3 games in a row. It almost happened 3 games in a row. So you have almost 3 games in a row where 2 of your starters don't even score double digits. We had our best player not being the best player on the floor. So that means we have to hope that CJ and Kuminga hit all their shots all the time. None of that could be sustainable against a team like the Knicks. And I'm going to finish out with this. There's times where you might have good players on your team and you still might get beat. The difference is at least you had a chance though, right? We just watched OKC get knocked out the playoffs because 3 of their starters combined for 14 points. Starters that they've relied on the entire season. They have a ring. They've won the West a couple of times, right? Or at least finished first in the West, right? So what happened? Chet probably had the worst playoff series you could ever have as a professional. And then an elimination game. Like, at work, people are like, man, they're going to have to trade Chet. 2 field goal attempts, 2 points. Can't do that. But Hartenstein didn't come through. Lou Dort didn't come through. Caruso was hurt. He was playing, but again, sometimes it's like, man, I can't hit this shot. Let me try to play a little bit more defense. Let me try to get some more rebounds because I can't hit this shot because my wrist is hurt. Jared McCain, don't know what happened to him, right? But they knew that they had players that couldn't help them. Jalen Williams tried to play. He couldn't. A.J. Mitchell, out, right? Wiggins, out. Somebody got to step up. Shea is out there fighting for his life. He blamed himself, but why would he blame himself? He did what he could. Everybody on the team has to do their jobs all the time. It can't just be once in a while. Can't be every now and a blue moon. It has to be all the time. And whatever you're supposed to be good at, you need to be able to do that regularly. Because the teams that have that formula, they win. San Antonio Spurs had enough players that did their jobs regularly all the time to get to the finals, with Wemby leading them as a third-year player. It wasn't just Wemby. It was all these other players that are on the team. The year before, OKC did it with Shea, right? They have more players. Indiana almost got there. They had enough. They almost had enough, and Halliburton went down. So all that being said, that's game 2. Game 3 is coming hopefully soon. Also, make sure you check out the rant of the day. I kind of touch on the OKC Spurs finals along with some other interesting tidbits. I'm going to try to upload it after I get off of here. But make sure you subscribe to the IMTN Worldwide Radio YouTube page. It's been scrolling there for a long time. Hopefully those who did check this show out will do that. Share it with one other Atlanta sports fan. Hawks, Braves, Falcons, Atlanta United, Atlanta Vibe, whoever. If you liked what you see, like what you heard, make sure you share it with one other person. Again, game 3 is coming soon, hopefully by the end of the week. It takes a long time to get all this stuff compiled, but I'm going to try to get the rest of these games knocked out. I do have another Falcons show coming, a little bit of Braves as well, a little bit of Atlanta Dream. Can't forget about them. So be looking out for a full show, hopefully, in the very near future as I try to get back on a regular programming schedule of some sort. But again, this was game 2. We won it by 1. But for the sake of winning the series, was it sustainable how the Hawks actually played in the game? Okay. So again, this was game 2 review, Hawks versus Knicks 2026 playoffs. I appreciate everybody who was able to tune in tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Until next time, y'all take care. And there's always next year, right? We'll see what happens. Peace.
Dribble, pass, throw, catch, hit, slide.